And welcome into another episode of Cornhusker Connection. I'm Brandon Shanahan, joined by the fellas as always. Brooke Byrne here, Tyler Sprinkle, and special guest Brett Sprinkel in for town for a very special weekend. Just what I was thinking. How's it going, fellas?
It was good. I don't want to scare you, but it does still say paused at the top.
Mine says recording.
Mine says recording.
Yeah.
But Tyler and I have the same one.
Yeah. Yeah, mine and Brett's computer says recording.
All right. Sorry, we can edit that out.
Awesome. It's all part of the experience.
Travis Darno must have just done something.
Who must have just done something?
Travis Darno.
Oh,
It's
man.
4-3 now. There you go, Brooke.
Oh,
Come on.
goodness. Let's go.
What total did you get?
8.5, you said?
8.5?
8 even.
No,
Eight is-
Ooh, okay.
Looking good.
So if the Braves tie it up, I win.
Wouldn't
No,
that just be a push?
you push.
No, because somebody has to
Oh,
win.
yeah, somebody has to win. You're right. Okay.
Freaking dummies.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
It took me a while to get there, okay? It took me a minute. I got there eventually.
Learn how to bet.
Oh, my
Learn how
God.
to
Tyler,
lean
look
gosh.
at you. Look at you. You're the savvy.
What a pro.
Not 2
What,
weeks
bro?
ago was I a little baby running around in diapers. Now here I am, a grown man walking around.
All right. Sorry to deter the show, my guy.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All of our interests are aligned with as many runs as possible. So we got that going
Yeah.
for us. Exciting weekend of college football here, fellas. Obviously, we'll be occupied with other things on Saturday, but that's what DVR is for. That's what score notifications are for. Outstanding stuff. Just kind of getting into it. What games are you looking forward to the most now that Nebraska's not playing this week?
I mean, it's got to be
Washington,
obvious,
Oregon,
right?
baby.
Yeah, it's got to be that one. It's got to be. That's like the Super Bowl of the season so far, it seems, with just how awesome those teams look. It's hard to imagine a better game right now than those two teams going at it.
All right. Blindly, quick trigger. Who you guys got? Give me something.
Washington.
Washington.
I got Oregon
Ooh.
because
I'm
they're
second.
home, right?
Are they? I don't
Oregon
know.
home. I'm going with the home team.
This is the ultimate do you trust Bo Nix game. If you do trust Bo Nix, you take Oregon, obviously, and I believe he overtakes Michael Penix in the Heisman talks, personally.
Listen,
Oh, it's at Washington, so
Which
give me
we've already
Washington.
established is the coolest stadium in the fucking country. So, yeah, easy.
the
Washington.
knock on Bo Nix since he's been in college is he can't win the big one. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no better time to write that narrative than
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
it would be fiscally irresponsible for me to believe that something would change there. But
Yeah, I do feel like Oregon's the better all-around team. I do want Washington to win, however. I think that would be a little extra fun. So
I have a
that's
bias
where my allegiance is.
to Oregon with our football pool that we have, the college football team pool. I have Oregon, so I'm a little biased there, but this is going to be one of those games where I'm not really going to be too upset either way. I don't think.
Yeah,
They're,
the only way
they're
I'd
both
be
likable teams.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I think this is going to be back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be the only bad situations if it was a blowout or just like a bad football game. You know, as long as it's a good game. I mean, I'm dialed into it. I'm hyped. But both very dominant teams. Oregon plus 199 point differential. Washington 138. Granted, they haven't played the meat of their schedule quite yet, but I mean that's still dominant first quarter of the season.
just looking here. I mean, USC Notre Dame should be a decent game, depending on what Notre Dame shows up.
Yeah, it feels like the win kind of has been taken out of the sails on that one because that might have been as good of a matchup if Notre Dame had rolled last week.
The
I mean,
more I'm
right
sitting
now-
here, the more
Right now,
Vegas-
Notre Dame is favored.
That's what I was going to say. The more I'm sitting here,
Well, they're at home.
that line stinks to high hell. That seems like a Vegas game where everybody's going to be all over USC, and Notre Dame might find a way to pull that one out.
Notre Dame beats Ohio State if they have 11 guys on the field for those last
That's
two
what I'm
plays.
saying. The
So,
narrative.
they're not a bad team. I think they just had a letdown game against Louisville. And like you said, Sam Hartman, apparently that's his kryptonite is Louisville, Kentucky. So it's just I think Notre Dame's still a very good team. I think they might win this game, to be honest.
Yeah, we would be feeling a whole lot differently about Notre Dame if they pull out that Ohio State game.
Oh, absolutely.
Notre Dame might be my number 2 ranked team then. Because I mean, I give Ohio State all that extra clout for beating Notre Dame. Yeah, absolutely. Granted, would have had to not lose to Louisville, but you get from beating Ohio State, and Lou Holtz would be, rolling around.
I love Ryan Day going at Lou Holtz after the game.
I think it's so funny.
It makes no sense.
I thought it was so weird.
It makes no sense.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was like you're sitting there watching somebody yell at your sweet grandpa. Just at a grocery store and someone's just screaming at your grandpa.
Lou Holtz said those things in a comedy segment, sitting across from somebody that was dressed like him, mimicking his like speech.
Yeah.
So like it was a comedy segment that he took so personally for no reason.
I didn't know it was a comedy segment. I just saw the comments like online, and I was like, man, that is some harsh comments.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. I mean, like how he went about it, Ryan Day did, because I mean that's such an emotional win. You guys went out, won a game. Kyle McCord looked fine. He led that game-winning drive. And then the first thing on your mind is 86-year-old Lou Holtz.
That was in bed well before that.
Okay, let me get in Lou Holtz here real quick. I do also like. I mean, all three primetime games this week look like they're going to be a blast. Miami, North Carolina. It's a tough way to lose if you're Miami. See what they do to try to bounce back from that. North Carolina is on a roll. I mean, they haven't been playing too many hard opponents, but they're winning pretty easily, it seems, except for Appalachian State. But that's a rivalry game. And then UCLA, Oregon State, rather. That one's going to be really good. UCLA is kind of tricky. Like sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And
yeah, I haven't gotten a good read on them all year.
Yeah, it's tough. I was a week early on UCLA before they beat Washington State, and now they're ranked again. So,
am I a sicko for thinking Notre Dame and Miami are going to win this weekend?
Not at all. I could absolutely see it.
I just can't shake that feeling right now. I don't know why.
I would be pretty upset because I really do like North Carolina a lot, and I love USC a lot as well, just as a team, because I love their quarterbacks. Their head coaches aren't miserable pricks.
Yeah. I would not be mad either way. I just can't shake that feeling that everybody's going to be very low on those two teams, and potential bounce back spots for them.
For sure. And I think one of my bolder takes in the preseason was that USC is going to win or lose 3 games. So that would help my my agenda there. Granted, I didn't have them losing to Notre Dame in those 3 games, but got to get them all I can.
Take care, sneaky pat yourself on the back.
Any win I can get after how wrong I was about Florida State, as Brooke likes to mention.
You're not wrong yet, all right? Still a long season. We're only middle of October. You're not wrong.
A lot of things can happen.
You see, but if I expected just the first half to go so different. I expected them to win all their games from here on out. Granted, if they lose 2 ACC games, then
then it looks really embarrassing for Brooke, and that's what I'm rooting for.
If you jump ship right now, then you look like a coward. I'd rather be super wrong than a coward, Brandon. I don't know about you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Much like Texas Holden, I'm all in on Florida State, unfortunately.
Hey, clearly. Yeah, go for it. But the other only game I want to mention, which I think is going to be kind of a sneaky good game, is Arkansas-Alabama.
Really?
I think that Arkansas has a chance to win just because it's not the same Alabama we're used to seeing. Saying that, though, it's just so hard to go against Alabama.
In Tuscaloosa, though,
I mean, it happened.
What's the line on that game?
Texas was the top 5 team.
I think it's
11. I would guess Bama by 12.
Or no,
19
and a half.
19 and a half.
Holy shit.
I want you to look me dead in the eyes when I say this. Alabama's going to win that game by 30 plus.
Really?
Just because I've seen Arkansas's O-line, and it is bad. Alabama is going to eat them alive. Unless Jalen Milroe turns the ball over, I don't see a world in which Arkansas competes there. But what do I know?
Well, I already know what my $500 bet's going to be this week.
Arkansas
I already know
plus what mine's going to be then.
Well, and if I had to back one of you guys, I think I know who I'm backing.
That's rude but fair.
I had a good week, Brandon.
I had a good week. It is what it is. Of course, the one pick that I ride Brooke on this week, we lose together. And
I'm sorry, dude. I want to say Brandon
I felt so good about that.
The hell out of me 2 weeks ago. He goes, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to start tailing Brooke on his $500 bets. And I went 0-2 since that point.
Yeah.
Damn.
Can I talk about the 49ers -3 being the easiest bet I've ever made in my life?
Oh, my God.
Talk about what a sweatless night that was.
You could
the game was over from kickoff, dude.
You could have went to bed in the second quarter and totally fine.
Brock Purdy is really good at the game of football, by the way.
He is.
He's very good at the sport of football.
It's always crazy to me when guys are, and Josh Allen's the same way, when you're a better NFL quarterback than you were a college quarterback. I don't know how that works. Now, granted, when you have Kyle Shanahan and, cannon for an arm like Josh Allen,
coaching.
yeah, you figure it out. But it's just weird that's, I mean, if Anthony Richardson turns out to be anything, he'll be in that same category.
Dude, and he already has proved to be pretty decent in the NFL before.
I've been impressed.
I mean,
he's he loves running his head into things, and now he just switched to his shoulder. So he's just like he's a broken man.
But hey, at least he's trying to fix something.
Mm-hmm.
I like you said, I don't understand how guys figure it out from college being average to Brock Purdy's whole situation. Also, I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but Pat Mahomes is kind of the same thing too with Josh Allen and them.
I mean, he not throw for 700 yards in a game once?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but also
that was in the Big 12, and his team was never. He never won more than 7 or 8 games in college in a year.
Yeah, it's same thing with every Washington State quarterback under Mike Leach. They would always throw for 500 yards a game.
It just it's a testament to coaching in the NFL. There's a real jump. There's a real difference there in the coaching ability.
There's something to be said where if you get drafted to the right situation, much like
that's so much of it.
Andy Reid and Brock Purdy with Kyle Shanahan.
Going number 1 overall is normally a bad thing.
Yeah, that's why I kind of have I know it's unrealistic. I know it might be out of the realm of possibility, especially with how much money that goes into it now, the production value. But I think the draft should be abolished. I think it's really messed up, a really messed up thing to do to 21, 22-year-old kids. You're putting them in a bad situation, basically on purpose. Hopefully you can fix it, but realistically, it's never going to be it's never going to make your career better going to a bad team.
Well, that's why I think there's something to be said about the lottery. I mean, yeah, you're still going to a bad team, but there's a chance that you're going to a little less of a bad team rather than the absolute worst team.
But they're bad teams because they're dysfunctional. They have dysfunctional franchises. There's no good core.
Not always.
And whenever you're rotating coaches, coaching staff, whenever you're just doing all that, it's tough to succeed whenever you're experiencing this for the first time.
So, okay, a point right here: the Patriots. Are they dysfunctional? Are they dysfunctional franchise?
No, it's just they never really hit the full rebuild. They try to keep it going with Mac Jones. It obviously isn't working out. And now I think they have to do a full rebuild.
I just don't think Mac Jones is an NFL quarterback. I don't even think Mac Jones is good enough to be a CFL quarterback right now.
Really good at getting DUIs, though.
Jesus. Let the guy live.
But 2 guys I really want to point out.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just trying to point it out. Try to give the man his flowers.
2 guys I really want to point it out that maybe they didn't go as high as they wanted to go, but definitely right situation. Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, where their head coaches didn't necessarily take away from their running ability. They steered into the skid and let them run, let them be who they are, and it's really worked out for them.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, even looking back at Dak Prescott when he came into the league, I mean, that team was loaded because they were able to use early round picks on other players other than quarterbacks.
Yeah, when he was a rookie, they had the best offensive line in the league, hands down. There was no conversation.
But then you look at teams like this year, the Texans, right? CJ Stroud looks awesome, and they weren't a good franchise or not a good franchise the past couple of years.
I'm not saying it doesn't work out sometimes. It's just more often than not, it doesn't. Look at if you just look at the history, I don't need to name all the guys, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I know it's unrealistic, and I know it doesn't it doesn't always turn out this way, but I just think it's really messed up because when you come out of college, you get to pick your job. Sports are the only workforce in the country that you don't get to pick where you go work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's entertainment. It's the entertainment industry.
And as a Texans fan, at least they've had something to look forward to. Where if it's just like a lottery and there's a chance they end up with a 5th pick every year, then I was like, well, what are we doing here? Well,
and I think I think the biggest example of Brett's argument is Trey Lance, where he has not gotten a fair shake since he's been in the league.
Guy's played 18 games his whole career since college. Like college through the pros, he's played 18 games and he was cast aside.
But you see what Brock Purdy has done.
I don't say that, but I don't think Brock Purdy is bad. I just think the 49ers really mishandled the Trey Lance situation where they didn't even give him a chance to see if he would pan out. Yes, Brock Purdy's good if that's the way you wanted to go. Fine. But why draft him then? Now he's going to either be a backup the rest of his career or he's going to be out of the league in like 2 years.
Well, I will say I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan is on record saying that he did not want Trey Lance.
Well, yeah, but then he wanted Mac Jones. I mean, that like if those are your two options, you're not in good shape.
Yeah, they're such a well-run staff right now. Like they have such a great coaching staff right now. I think Mac Jones would look like an incredible specimen back there.
I don't disagree.
He wouldn't,
because we see with Brock Purdy, like he's like Chris Collinsworth was talking about it all night last night. He's so quick with his reads. That's why he's talented. Yeah. He doesn't have the arm talent, but he has the mental. He has the mental game,
and he's very accurate.
Yes.
Yeah. But Mac Jones has that same kind of thing that Trey Lance does. He was a starter for 1 season. At least Brock Purdy had 3 full seasons as a starting quarterback in college.
Yeah, but at least Mac Jones had the NFL light Alabama Crimson Tide.
That's true.
To play on and learn from. Trey Lance definitely doesn't have that with North Dakota State. Is that where he went? Yeah.
I just really think Trey Lance was blackballed coming in because Kyle Shanahan didn't want him.
Yeah, like so he was on a short leash no matter what type thing.
Yeah. He was just not given a fair shake. And that's fine to say. Like that it's all working out for Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers, but really irresponsible to just shit on Trey Lance like that.
But I mean, they gave him a chance, and then he got hurt. Out the whole season. Sometimes it happens.
In training camp last year, they were talking about making him the starter for this whole season until he got hurt. Yeah, I remember that.
Then he got hurt, and then somebody better came in. Well, maybe not even better, but way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper, so you can keep all these superstars.
You can't even say that he's better because we literally don't know.
Yeah,
well, I mean Brock Purdy. I think we know now. Like last night, I'm a Brock Purdy truther. Like that was a great game by him last night. Because the Cowboy, for all intents and purposes, have an elite defense, and he just picked them apart.
Yeah,
I mean it's easy when you have a great O-line and Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and George Kittle.
Yeah, when you have a good team, everything's easy. But I'm saying it doesn't make you a better player. He's just a really good player. He's a smart guy who makes good throws and tight windows, and that's what makes that team good.
All right, I'm going to say this, and you guys can take it however you want, but Brock Purdy is the modern-day Alex Smith.
Sure. I mean, sure, I guess.
I think the Niners would be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Like I said, take it however you want. But
because of all of those guys. I mean, all the guys you mentioned, yes, they have an electric, skill positions. They have one of the best left tackles in the league. They have a fantastic offensive line.
I do think it is
elite defense.
A bit of a challenge comparing Mr. Irrelevant to a number 1 overall quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel like expectations are at least coming in. I think, Alex Smith with the Chiefs I think is more so what you're talking about, but I think there is that, talent jump that evaluators had coming out.
I just think he is Alex Smith, honestly.
He's only lost one game, which is the NFC Championship game.
Where his arm fell off.
Yeah.
Literally. Still on the ground.
What's the number 1 NFL quarterback that you thought was going to be all that and just stunk?
Like I know who you're going to say. I know who he's going to say.
Me?
No, Brandon. I know who he's going to say.
I don't think you do.
Look on his face.
I have no idea who I would say.
No, there's so many names swirling around my head, but there's always one answer to this question. Paxton Lynch. I was way wrong on Paxton Lynch. I was so wrong on Paxton Lynch.
Not to toot my own horn.
That fucking guy.
Not to
toot my own mustache.
I was all in on Josh Allen right away. I thought he was going to be the truth.
I was not. And the flip flop to this question is As who were you wrong? I was absolutely wrong about Josh Allen.
I can't think of.
I thought Sam Darnold was going to be really good, like really good. I also thought Josh Rosen was going to be at least a little bit better than out of the league.
So yeah, Josh Rosen was one I missed.
I would say
for sure.
That's
the hot tub got me, dude. The hot tub in the dorm room, I was all in.
Yeah. I think Josh Rosen is probably the same for me. Is the only one I can think of that I thought was going to be good. I don't. Yeah. Who hasn't panned out in the last 2 or 3 years?
There's got to be a few people.
Trey Lance, Justin Fields. Well, Justin Fields is still kind of hard to tell. What?
Knock it off.
You mean Mr. First Half, Mr. 30 Minutes?
They're talking about moving on from him, so obviously it's not working.
Well, they're talking about moving on from him because
Kenny Pickett, another first rounder, I think. I think he stinks.
Wait, you think Kenny Pickett stinks?
Yeah.
After that game on Sunday, that was what?
You think Kenny Pickett?
I think he's Alex Smith.
I think he wishes he was Alex Smith.
I think Brett's talking about something.
I think the Steelers would rather have Alex Smith today than
the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kenny Pickett might be the worst quarterback in the league.
He's
that's just wrong.
He's the Iowa quarterback of the NFL.
Yes.
Well, all right.
yeah. That's probably why I like him so much. I'm used to it.
He is Spencer Petras.
I mean, black and yellow. They praise a coach just because he hasn't had a horrible season. Hasn't won anything since.
Mike Tomlin's sick. Don't.
I mean, I'm just trying to find.
I mean, he's
negative.
beating the Ravens with this dog shit team.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He won a game where they were negative 10 yards in the fourth quarter, and they came back and won. You're telling me that he's not a great coach?
Yeah. I'll walk that back. I was just trying to find a way to slander Iowa more than anything, but Mike Tomlin's not the vehicle for that.
Yeah.
That's a whiff.
How dare you?
Well, perfect. Great week. College football coming up here. We have Brett Sprinkel on just to kind of hop on here. And not his first time picking with us. First time of week 2. A very honorable 6-5 record. Obviously, none of us really lit it on fire that week.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. All had Alabama. All had
I'm so
Nebraska.
mad at myself for Nebraska. Yeah, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
For listening to you guys.
I mean, basically all of his Big Ten teams stunk except for Iowa.
Speaking of that, I'm looking forward to the Iowa-Wisconsin game. That's going to be disgusting. It's going to be a disgusting. Like, you're going to see how the sausage gets made. It's going to get stuck in there. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, Brandon. Like, that's Big Ten football, baby.
Let's go. Well, what I don't understand is how you can enjoy that but not enjoy Nebraska, Illinois. It's the same thing, except this actually had some passing to it.
You know what I mean? It's like when you see a girl that, you know, when you're dating a girl and you're not quite in love with her, but you still like, you know, you want to see them succeed. That's kind of like me in Nebraska or me in Iowa. Whereas like if they were an ex-girlfriend, like maybe Nebraska, like I don't give a fuck about what you do, you know?
Well, I don't know. I guess if you'd rather watch punts than like turnovers and touchdowns, then yeah, Iowa Wisconsin's a great game.
Three plays 7 yards every single drive until the fourth quarter when somebody finally kicks a field goal. That's what I want to see.
Well, outstanding slate this week. Blank slates. Actually, let's just kind of go over what we had last week. I think this is the first time that anybody's had a losing record. In the pick'em. Yeah, and it's me. So that's dumb.
Wasn't me. I'm down for that. Yeah.
Wait, I want to give Luke his flowers. Put Luke's back up there.
Yeah, I mean
9-1. Yeah. He's a mad lad. Yeah. That's what I'm talking
5
about.
Total.
I mean, congrats to Luke, first of all, but there were a lot of 10-plus point favorites on this card.
You can't ever just be happy for somebody. You always got to tear somebody else down. Jeez.
Well,
we all had a pretty good week, though, picking games that week.
Yeah. Unlike this week. Brooks had a pretty good week, but we all missed on Kansas State, all missed on Washington State. Tyler and I missed on Notre Dame. Brooke and I missed on Texas A&M. Brooke had Missouri, which it is what it is.
Wait.
Yeah, we won those. Yeah.
Missouri did not win that football game.
LSU won. So I'm 6-4 and you're 5-5.
Hey, still no losing record.
Let's go. Let's go.
Brandon, are you dyslexic?
I might be.
This happens so many times.
I got so many of these freaking spreadsheets. I can't even keep up.
Let's see if there's any other games on here.
Yeah, you might as well double check while I have it on here.
Yeah, I can't believe Kansas State lost to Oklahoma State. Like
they look so bad.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, baby.
That was.
Yeah, you guys, good for you guys for picking that one.
Yeah,
Actually, Brooke, that was the bet I forgot to make. I wanted Oklahoma +6, and I woke up in the morning and just forgot to bet it, and I just felt so bad. Yeah. I felt good about it. I knew it was going to be a close game. I thought Texas was going to win, but I thought Oklahoma was going to at least keep it.
That game's always close. Whoever's catching the points there, you always bet on.
Absolutely.
Well, we get here, clean slates. All those records are wrong except for Brett's probably. But outstanding stuff going on here. First one, talk about two of the most disappointing teams in the Big 12, Kansas State and Texas Tech. I think if you talk to those fans individually, they both had like Big 12 championship aspirations, or at least making it to Arlington. And now they're both, they'll be happy with the bowl game. Who do you guys got here?
Brett, you're our guest, so go ahead.
Give me Kansas State. They're going to bounce back. It's a bounce back weeks for them. They're going to make it happen. They pick up the dub this week.
What's the Vegas line on this game?
Let's find it. This is great podcasting.
Yeah. It is Texas Tech -1.5.
Ugh. I just don't believe in Texas Tech, honestly. I hate this. But K-State looks so bad.
Ever since they got rid of my Mike, ever since they did my man Mike Leach like that, I don't fuck with Texas Tech.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Rip.
Give me Kansas.
I don't know, but Will Howard is good. Yeah, Will Howard is solid.
Like, I know that Will Howard's solid, but he was so bad last week. Like, he was the reason they lost. And full stop. So that's hard. That's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, give me Kansas State as well. I don't know, just something doesn't feel right about Texas Tech.
For me, Lubbock's not an easy place to play, and then also they have some momentum coming into this game after such an ugly start. They have some excitement coming through where I feel like Kansas State's kind of on their heels. So give me the Red Raiders in Lubbock. And then the slugfest, possibly a Big Ten West championship game in Camp Randall, Iowa, Wisconsin. Brett, unfortunately, we'll start with you, and then we'll get to the other ball knowers here.
Look, I don't claim that like Iowa's like the best team ever. I don't think that they have the best offense. I don't think they have the best defense in the Big Ten. When it comes down to this matchup, when it comes down to the grind it out, nut up or shut up type games, Iowa's going to show up. Brian Ferentz still needs like 80 points a game in order to keep his job. He's going to score 79 this game. Give me the fucking Hawkeyes.
I hope so. I hope he gets another year. Keep him on. Sign him to a lifetime deal as far as.
Dude, imagine if they went like 10-2, they only scored 23 points a game. Like he still gets fired. It'd be so funny.
Do you guys, Brandon and Brooke, do you want to guess the total on this game?
Oh, it's
higher than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Wait, it's definitely in the 30s, right?
It is.
Yep.
Is it 34?
Ooh, no.
Close.
Very close.
36?
36.5.
Fuck, I was going to say 36 first. Motherfucker.
That number still feels way too high.
It's crazy low to me. I don't know.
And Wisconsin was 10-point favorite. That's a lot of points.
Give me Wisconsin just because they're at home.
I'm right there with you.
But I want this on the record. I would not be shocked if Iowa won this game.
I wouldn't be shocked, but I would definitely – I definitely don't.
Austin Riley, baby. You see that shit?
Oh, let's go.
Oh, did he tie it?
Took the lead.
Oh. It's going to be such a bad game. They might not even hit 36.5. Like, I don't.
Well, and that's why
I
10
could definitely see this game going under.
Well, that's why like a 10-point line seems so crazy to me because like that. I mean, even if it's So it's a 36. So they're probably thinking like Wisconsin's going to score like 22 to 24 points.
Also,
it might
that's
just
a lot
be
of
10-0.
I just think Vegas hasn't adjusted
Probably
to
like 13 to 10.
Vegas thinks Wisconsin is way better than they actually are because they only beat Rutgers by 11 at home on their like homecoming day. Rutgers turned the ball over and still was a bunch and was still kind of in that game. So
Yeah.
I don't know what, unless they're banking on just 14-0 Wisconsin, but I don't know.
Up next, ACC powerhouses here, Syracuse and Florida State. Syracuse off to a better start than I thought that they would have gone into. I thought they probably would have gotten hot late and made a bowl game that way. But nonetheless, I don't think I'll ever pick a game where I think Syracuse is going to win, especially against Florida State in Tallahassee. It feels like Florida State's going to start to hit their stride here and really start to put on the Jets.
Just go ahead and put mine up there for me. Thanks.
That was easy enough.
Appreciate it. What's understood don't got to be explained.
I want to be, the D-bag that picks Syracuse just because I want to will Florida State to lose. But I think we're set up to have a terrible graphic game where everybody picks Florida State and Syracuse wins.
I love
Give me
that.
Florida State.
I love that way of thinking.
I was actually kind of hoping you would pick Syracuse because you're kind of the mush.
Well,
I want you to know that when I first saw this game, had it been played at Syracuse, I might have been looking at the orange. It's in Tallahassee. Give me Florida State.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. They could play this in Germany, wherever you want to play it. I don't know. Wherever would give Syracuse the best advantage. Don't let in a single.
Yeah, it would probably be
Syracuse, New York.
We can play this on the concrete in front of the CVS if you want to. Florida State by 1 million.
Oh shit!
Kind of similar matchup up here as far as like disappointments is Kansas State and Texas Tech, Tennessee and Texas A&M. Well, I guess Tennessee hasn't been that disappointing other than that loss to Florida. How are you guys feeling here?
Whoa, let me look.
Kind of don't like any of these teams.
So it's Tennessee at home -3.5.
I like Tennessee. Give me Tennessee.
It's just Texas A&M looks so bad last week against Alabama, but it's hard to tell what is like what's real. Like, yeah, a lot of people look really bad against Alabama, so it's hard to say like are they actually bad or did Alabama just scheme up something really good to play against? Yeah, give me the home team. I'm just gonna do the Luke thing. Just give me all the favorites.
Shocker.
Well, we're going to be
Don't
bold
let me
here
get
and pick
better
the
than
dog.
you, because I'm coming.
Give me Texas A&M in a buy low spot.
At a bad spot.
I really don't hate that pick. I thought about A&M, but Tennessee at home.
I don't believe in Joe Milton, and Texas A&M has a good defense. Give me A&M.
Yeah. I guess I'm just more snake bitten by Texas A&M because I thought they were going to be undefeated up until this point, but here we are. Kansas, Oklahoma State. Boy, the Big 12 stinks this year. It breaks my heart. Kansas on a backup quarterback. Oklahoma's been bad, but they had a big win against Kansas State last week. Stillwater's no joke, especially for an inexperienced quarterback. How are you guys feeling here?
I think Oklahoma State found something against Kansas State, and watching Kansas's backup try to throw the football is like watching. I'm not even going to say that. Give me Oklahoma State.
I think that Kansas's defense is good enough to win this game for them because I think that's how bad Oklahoma State is. But the fact that Bean is like a way better Henrik Harburg is tough for me to swallow. But I'm going with Kansas. Give me Kansas.
I didn't realize how still incompetent Jason Bean was. 8 for 12, 91 yards, and it's they scored 51 points.
Yeah,
who else? Who scored all those other points?
That's their running backs scored 5 touchdowns.
Brandon, if you want to see,
that's managing your game, Brandon. I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want to see something really disgusting, go look at his stat line against Texas.
Oh,
I'll give him a pass for that. He had 5 minutes notice of starting against the best team in the Big 12. He had a whole week and he couldn't complete more than 8 passes against a team that was bad.
That's 75% completion percentage. I don't know what you're denigrating right now.
That's 91 yards.
Yeah, it's nice.
I guess he didn't have to throw the ball. I mean,
you're not wrong, but
those three running backs had like 400 rushing yards combined.
Yeah, I just looked at the score and just figured that he at least had, I don't know, maybe even just 100 yards. But yeah, they were 9 yards away from having 300-yard rushers.
He's like a better looking Heinrich Harburg.
Well, what about that is better than Heinrich Harburg?
The no interceptions and 75% completion percentage.
Also with 89 yards, he threw it 10 times. Anyways, give me Kansas. 300-yard rushers is crazy. So they might not even have to throw the football.
Yeah.
Before I make my picks, is Kansas starting quarterback playing this week, or is he out again?
I'm just going to assume that he's going to be out.
All right. Well, that makes my decision so much easier. I make it a point whenever Oklahoma State is at home, they're the underdogs. You never bet against the mullet.
This is
give me Oklahoma State. No, I know they're not that good this year, but I just really love Stillwater at night. Like it's
not at night; it's a day game.
Fuck. Well, my pick's already locked in. All right, whatever. Let's move on.
No, Brett, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, that's not a bad move there. UCLA and Oregon State, a sneaky good game. Oregon State's at home. UCLA, I've had such a hard time reading them this year.
It's like every other week for them. And I bet against Oregon State already, and I got absolutely drilled in my butt. So give me Oregon State.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret for the Pac-12.
Oh, here we go.
Whoever is the home team is going to win. So it's Oregon State this week.
So I guess maybe that's big information for later on down the
it is huge information.
A little foreshadowing there. I'm kind of at this. Same thing with Tennessee. Just give me the home team. I don't feel that strongly about either of these teams so far.
Give me UCLA. I'll be the dissenter. Why not?
Roll Beavs. Let's go.
That 6-5 record is looking worse and worse every pick.
Now, we were about 20 seconds away from this being a much more electric matchup than it is, but Miami heads over to Chapel Hill to play Drake May and the Tar Heels. Where are you guys heading this way?
Oh,
I kind of disagree. I think it makes it that much more of an electric matchup.
I'm in a mental pretzel right now trying to figure out what I want to do here.
This might be the easiest one of the weekend for me. Give me North Carolina.
Yeah,
at home. Drake May, Mac Brown.
Can I say something? I'm scared that Drake May is just Daniel Jones. I have no basis. I have no facts to back that up. He's a white quarterback from North Carolina, and I see Daniel Jones. That's all I got.
He doesn't even run like that.
I know,
dude. Don't put that.
For everything Tyler just said, give me Miami.
Let's go.
I'll take Miami too. Like Brooke said it earlier, it's like this is kind of a bounce back game for them. They might come out fucking fired up. Like I think Miami wins this game.
More than anything, just give me the coach who knows how to manage a clock.
We just said it.
I also
Brandon,
think.
Why did you do that? It hurt me.
I like.
You mentioned
first
Mac
of all,
Brown and the clock in the same sentence to me.
Oh man. I'm sick now.
We just said it earlier. The Coastal Conferences eat themselves alive.
Go fuck
North Carolina's 5-0. Miami's 4-1. Why can't they both be 5-1? You know what I mean? It's the ACC way.
No.
Missouri and Kentucky. Missouri, another team that I don't know what to think. I guess for some reason it's ingrained in my head that they won last week when they definitely didn't. So I have no idea how to gauge this. I don't like Kentucky. I do like Mark Stoops more than whoever Missouri has, but I mean not by much.
I'm not seeing any spread information right now.
Oh, I just had it.
Kentucky minus 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5. Huh?
Give me Brady Cook in Missouri. That defense, that Missouri defense is better than people give them credit for.
Not
I
last
know
week.
Didn't they give him like 14 points in 30 seconds? It felt like.
I know, but Jalen Daniels is really good. They held Kansas State to 27. They won that one. LSU was just due for a get-back spot there. I mean, and they did control him for a half, and the second half really got away from him. And I just don't believe in Devin Leary, Kentucky's quarterback, so give me Missouri.
We are in agreement here. I'm surprised to see Kentucky favorites in this game. I mean, yes, they're home, but I feel like we've seen a lot more out of Missouri than we have Kentucky. Yeah, give me Missouri all day.
I guess I'll just go with the home team here. I don't feel anything about either team. Missouri still just feels slightly more fraudulent to me, and that's just. I mean, there's no objectivity there. It is what it is. Give me Kentucky.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm kind of on your wave. I don't really feel anything strongly about either one of these teams. Give me Kentucky. I'll take the home team.
Oh, and now we're getting to the big ones. USC on the road. Notre Dame 5-2. They're fighting for their lives there. Notre Dame a 2.5-point favorite what sportsbook even is this? Whatever is on the score app, which feels
FanDuel, I think.
FanDuel, which feels crazy to me. I mean, kind of keep it consistent. Give me the home team. Give me Notre Dame. Vegas has talked me into it. Maybe I'm a sucker. Maybe that's why they have all those fancy casinos. Yeah, I mean, sign me up for that. Notre Dame. Roll Rish.
Man, dude, I really want to pick USC because I believe in Caleb Williams, but after seeing Arizona put up 41 on them, I'm a prisoner of the moment. Give me Notre Dame.
And you're not like hating. Go ahead.
I hate it. I hate picking Notre Dame, but give me them.
You're not really betting against Caleb Williams, though. You're betting against Lincoln Riley and his shit defenses. That's all he ever has is shit defenses, and that's the reason why they're not even favored in this game. Give me Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. Give me Sam Hartman. Give me the hot guys over the fucking Southern California guys.
All right, T Sprinks, what do you think?
I can certainly see Notre Dame winning this game, but I love Caleb Williams. I love USC's offense. I think Notre Dame is going to shit down their leg again, make some stupid bonehead mistake. Give me USC in a very close game.
I respect it. And now the big one. Oregon and Washington. I think it was Brooke who referenced this as the Super Bowl earlier in the show or earlier in the week. In Seattle, Michael Penix Jr. has been lights out. I think he's averaging like 400 yards a game.
He's got that big Penix.
Yeah. Give me the Dogs. Energy. Give me the Huskies at home in Seattle. Biggest game probably in Washington since I can remember. Yeah, give me the Dogs.
Who's the home team?
Washington.
All right, there you go. That's who's going to win.
It's breezy.
Yeah, as much as it hurts me to say it, give me Washington.
Oh, no.
And yeah, this is going to be a big
time. No, I'm going Washington too.
And again, I would not. No. I would not.
I got my hands on my Penix and I ain't letting go.
I would not be mad either way because I do really like both of these teams. But I've said it so many times I can't go back on it now. Washington might be, the top team in the nation right now.
They take a boat to their stadium.
Fuck yeah, they do.
The fans do. Like that's awesome. That's incredible.
I didn't know that. That's pretty sweet. Okay, give me Oregon. Yeah, I'll switch it up here.
God. All right,
now I got Nicky.
I feel better about it.
I'm like, this feels like one of those games where we're all in agreements and all wrong.
I feel like the college football world is winners for just watching this game.
Yeah,
like I said, as long as it's a good
Too
game.
bad we're not going to be able to watch it at all.
Fuck up.
Yeah,
dude.
well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're gonna plan a wedding during football season. I mean, I don't know who would do that.
It's
I don't
not
know
my
anybody
fault.
who did that.
It's not my fault.
And now, since we don't have a Husker game, we got to put together a score for Oregon and Washington.
Does Nebraska
Brett,
win the
you're
title?
our. I mean, I thought
Oregon,
I put that on
Washington.
here, but I didn't know.
I don't think there's enough points in the world for this game.
Really? What's the total? Actually, let me look at that before I get my answer.
I think it's. Let's see. It is 67.5.
Wow, I was gonna say 24-21. Hold on, let me recalculate.
Which I do feel like that's kind of low.
Give me 34-31. I like that. 34-31.
Like if I had to guess, I would guess like 77 would be the total on that game.
I would say 42-34.
I would say
I think since
13
I have
to 7.
let's go.
Spread is -2.5, by the way.
Whoa, I was just kidding, dude.
Why it's already in? Okay, all right.
All
what do
right,
you got?
fine. Well, we'll take it. Whoever's closer gets to say that Florida State stinks.
You're just a miserable prick. You know that?
What about
I
you?
might actually like Florida State. He brings them up all the time. He can't stop bringing up Florida State.
Yeah.
I was here for 5 minutes and he just started talking about Florida State.
Imagine being
Right.
that big of a hater, Brett. Imagine just living your life to hate something that much.
Couldn't be
What
me.
a miserable son of a gun.
Definitely me.
That is
be
kind of
me.
how that is how I live my life. I try to hate as much as possible. I think if Oregon's going to win this game, it's going to be a more defensive battle. I think Washington's better suited for a shootout. So give me like 21-17. 24-17.
No.
28-24. Yeah, 28-24 feels right.
He just talked himself
Did we
into
just
more
glitch?
points.
Like he just had 4 different scores in the span of 2 seconds. Like what
Oh,
happened?
so you can change yours, but I can't change mine? That's crazy.
I feel like I just blacked out for like 5 minutes.
I think Brandon just had an aneurysm, and that was awesome.
Tyler, if you would like to change your score, you're certainly welcome to.
I do. I was just still in the Big Ten
Stick
and
your
moved.
guns, dude.
So I got a little carried away there. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be 21-26.
What?
Washington.
Are we in Europe? What is that score? Thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
Whatever. 26-21. What the fuck ever.
Just throwing out numbers.
I don't
know. 26
like-
is a weird number to end on.
You think there's going to be a safety in there or something?
Yeah, how does that happen? They missed 2 extra points. I
Just
guess that
watch.
can happen.
Just watch.
4 touchdowns, 2 missed extra points.
It's gonna be
If
crazy
they do
game.
if that ends up being the score, we're never going to hear the end of it.
I'm never coming back on this podcast.
Well,
Me neither. Oh man,
Another celebrity guest picker.
let's go.
Can we put one more column up there?
Yeah, Willa. Which game do you like?
Willa, pee on Tyler if you like Washington to win this game.
Oh, she's got so much piss too. She's ready to go. We're my dog. All the dogs.
Real quick though, before we go, I mean, 3 of us are Broncos fans here. 1 of us is a Chiefs fan. How do we feel about Thursday night?
Broncos cover the spread. As
feel
long as the
awful.
spread is 14,
Apathy.
the Broncos will cover.
Fuck you. Listen to Brooke here. Here we go.
The Chiefs just aren't that good this year. I really think the Broncos are going to win. I'm real nervous about it.
I thought this game was in Denver.
10.5. It's in Kansas City.
Yeah. 10.5 is tough.
Give me the Broncos to cover. I think they'll lose by 10, but they'll lose.
By 10, do you think the Broncos are going to score 50 points? That's what it'll take for them to cover.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about how bad the Broncos defense is.
Right now, where the Broncos are as a franchise,
Garbage time touchdown. That's what I'm thinking.
all I want is to just beat the fucking Chiefs. Just once. That's all I
The
want.
only thing that I can say here to save my 3 friendships with you guys are I love you. That's all I have to say about the game.
You don't even have to because we know what's going on here.
Yeah, we get it.
It's not your fault.
Let me ask you this:
he's part of
Would
the
you
problem.
rather?
He's an
Would you rather end the losing streak to the Chiefs or get the number 1 draft pick?
in the losing streaks of the Chiefs.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
because we're gonna fuck up the number 1 draft pick. It doesn't matter.
We're gonna draft Drake Man, and he's just gonna be Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
and my worst nightmares are gonna come true.
No, it's gonna be. We're gonna get the number 2 overall pick, and we're gonna fucking take Travis Hunter.
Which would be lit, dude. I'd be so hyped.
That would be
Like somebody that just wouldn't matter at all.
He almost disintegrated when he played Colorado State.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the NFL guys are
Disintegrated.
Doesn't he not have a spleen anymore?
I mean, he must have a whole organ just trying to catch a seam route.
I could be wrong. I thought they said they had to remove his spleen or something.
No, his spleen was lacerated. They had to stitch it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And is he back this week?
He should be.
Or is it
Last
next
week.
week?
Last week.
I think coming off the bye,
Okay, so
he's
next
gonna be
week.
back. Yeah, is when they said, but that could be wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Because
They play Stanford this week, so they shouldn't
Oregon.
need him. And then they got the bye next.
Oregon,
Nope.
USC.
Yes, they got the bye next week. So
If I was a
Arizona
betting man, he would not be playing against Stanford. I don't think they need him for that.
no.
They barely beat Arizona State.
Yeah, and Shador Sanders was a loser talking shit to the fucking student section.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I agree. That was a little weird.
In their defense, it feels like, and this is probably the better way to live, but it just feels like they're in their own world.
Yeah.
Like biases and narratives that we know that the society knows pretty well. They just don't care. They're in their own little world. And honestly, it looks more fun that way. It looks like they're having a great time.
I agree. That's a good point.
If they're having fun, that's fine, but why go up to the Arizona State student section? Unless they've said some crazy shit to them,
Which they did.
But they also thought Nebraska praying on their logo was them stomping out their. And then they did it the next week to Oregon and thought that was completely fine. So I don't know what their whole shtick is. I'm so confused by them.
I just think that they're kind of just a little weird. Like they need something other than the game itself to get up for the game. And I think that's just kind of what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it is weird.
It's making college football so much fun, though. It really is.
Disagree.
I have fun when
they I can't stand either.
Somebody's got a dump in their pants.
It's more so I'm just tired of hearing about both of those things. I'm just sick of it.
Well, Colorado actually plays the sport, whereas Taylor Swift just watches the games.
Well, she's saying,
whoa! No Swiftie slander here.
Yeah.
No. I'm pro Swiftie, but I'm just saying, you can't compare Colorado to Taylor Swift.
You can when they're the most talked about things in each sport.
I mean, that's not their fault. Control the narrative.
Well, I mean,
Media 101.
if the Broncos had a good-looking guy like Travis Kelce, I'm sure Taylor Swift would be talking to them, but they don't.
Yeah, we definitely don't have shit for guys that look good on our team.
Well, what about the guy who's married to Sierra? I mean, she's no Taylor Swift.
That's
not nothing.
though. So
He's good-looking, but he's a goofy son of a gun.
yeah,
That's what the ladies like.
Sure.
Huh.
All right,
And he's a short king.
A short king, yeah.
Taylor Swift doesn't like short kings.
Well, that's not true. All that she dates is short kings. She always dates these sickly Englishmen.
That is true. Like Travis Kelce is the first man she's ever dated. I feel like
That's a real man.
they're also not dating.
show you what a real man looks like.
That's a man's man.
They're not dating.
Boy, you try to get fucked.
Oh,
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for us this week. Anything
Oh,
else
you sure? You want to keep going?
I think that is just enough. Anything else you guys would like to add before we sign off for the week into what's going to be a very exciting celebratory weekend for our friend Tyler here?
live odds on Tyler ditching out on the wedding are at plus 200. He runs. So minus 300 he goes through.
Where are the odds that he cries?
Oh, minus $1 million.
And we're back, and we got Luke here to wrap up our weekly pick'em section. He's been our superstar so far, heavy hitter off the bench this year, a 17-5 record, 9-1 the last time he was on. Outstanding stuff. Let me see if I can find that slate. Yeah, 9-1 throughout the week. Just an an upset in Fort Worth, which in hindsight probably doesn't look as much of an upset as it did then, but a clean sweep for us. Luke was unfortunately a part of that, but some redemption here. I think honestly a little bit trickier of a week. I think that there was some big point spreads on that last slate, so where I think this one there's gonna need some grit to get through this one.
Yeah, 8-2 looks a little more realistic than 10-0, but I think we'll still get them all.
I think so. Only one way is through. And let's get started. Kansas State and Texas Tech. I know I was the only one leaning towards Texas Tech in Lubbock. Where are you leaning here, Luke?
Yeah, I'm taking can you tell me Texas Tech's record?
Not good.
3-3.
Yeah, 3-3, I think. Right around there, maybe. Yeah.
Just about 500.
Yeah. I'll go Kansas State.
Kansas State bounces back. In Lubbock, another ugly football game here. Wisconsin and Iowa. Camp Randall, Iowa on QB2. How you feeling?
This one's way easier. Wisconsin.
Let's go.
I don't see them losing that game.
Whiskey Dick by a million.
Yeah.
Oh, the next one's easy too. Florida State over Syracuse.
Oh man, I was hoping that would be a. You see, it just makes me nervous whenever we have a clean sweep like this. Although, I think it would be a tougher loss for Brooke more than anybody else on this panel if Florida State couldn't get it up against Syracuse. So, I wouldn't be bummed dropping that one.
When they can't get it up.
Split locker room here for Tennessee and Texas A&M. Brooke, the only one going with the Aggies. The rest of the folks going with the Orange. How you looking?
Yeah, I'll give the home team the nod. Volunteers. We'll go with Tennessee.
And now a real split room here. Oklahoma State and Kansas in Stillwater. Kansas, mine and Tyler's pick. Brooke and Brett went with Oklahoma State. Who's getting the majority here?
So I don't think Kansas is as good as Tyler thinks they are. But I do think they are good, and I do think they'll win this. So I'll go with Kansas on the road.
Going to be another real grinded out win if that happens. Lots of running the football. It'll go quick, so you got that going for you.
Yep.
Up next, UCLA and Oregon State. Oregon State, the consensus here with Brett picking the Bruins and Chip Kelly on the road. Do you have anything to say about that?
Go with the majority.
Let's go.
It was one of my
big on the Beavers.
Yeah.
Go Beavs. And now this one split down the middle.
Ooh.
Miami and North Carolina in Chapel Hill. How do you like this one?
I guess that could go 1 of 2. Like Miami could really want to bounce back, but I think they'll still be pretty down. And North Carolina will stay undefeated at home.
Yeah, if you're going to sell me on Miami, it would be a lot of they need this win more than North Carolina does. Yeah. Where you lose a game where you don't think you're going to. And now, your chances at an ACC championship appearance looks real slim and real grim after that. So that's kind of what I would sell you on Miami with, but it's tough for me to pick against Drake May at home.
Yeah.
He's like the player version of Nick Saban. You don't get rich betting against Drake May.
Yep.
Kentucky and Missouri. We talked about this on our Bookie Brooks show quite a bit. Looks like my pick already is not matching up quite as well as my bet slip here. But sometimes you got to hedge your bets here. Split down the middle. Who gets the nod?
So let's rapid fire these three since they're the three where I think one of these road teams wins, and I think it's USC. So I'll take Kentucky at home against Missouri, and I'll take Washington at home against Oregon. But those games are tough, man. Those are hard to pick.
Yeah.
Those are all coin flips for sure.
I just don't see the home team winning all three, but I think they'll win 2 of them. So
I think that's a good way to look at it. Conquer and divide. No one of these teams is going to win. Nah, it's just a matter of picking the right one. Which one of these games are you looking forward to the most? Granted, you probably won't be able to watch a whole lot of football on Saturday, but what do you have in the DVR come Sunday morning?
I think, it's between those two Pac-12 headliners, but I'd give USC Notre Dame the nod. That's the one I like the most.
And then lastly, Washington and Oregon, we all picked the score for it. Pretty similar scores. I think Tyler's the only one who has it going in the 40s. The rest of us mid to high 20s and peaking into the 30s. How do you think this game shapes up score-wise?
I'll go 38-27 Washington.
Wow. I think that's the biggest margin that we have on here. Yeah, 11 points. I like it. I'm right there with you.
What it is. Then we all hit our Washington bets.
Let's go. We're just cruising. Well, perfect. Luke, thank you for joining the show. Anything else that you'd like to add before we add on?
No, it's always fun. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for hopping on. Plenty of good stuff here on the Cornhusker Connection Network. We got Bookie Brook. Luke's a guest on there. He's also the hotter, better on the panel there, so we'll see if that continues. But plenty of good stuff here on the Cornhusker Connection Network. Go Big Red.